All right, Chris wants to know, is there any truth to the age-old saying, red sky at night, sailors take delight, red sky in the morning, sailors take warning? So what's interesting about this is there is actually some truth to it. So we've all seen it, those exceptionally vibrant sunrises or sunsets. And back in the day when they didn't have any weather data or any observation equipment, the clouds were one of the only tools that sailors had to tell them what was happening. So remember with me, if you will, just the basics of sunrises and sunsets and why our sky looks different at all during those times of day. Well, during the noontime hour, we have the sun high in the sky, so we have the most direct sun angle. This means we also have the least amount of color scattering. So during this time, noon, we typically see our sky looking the color blue. However, when we get later in the day, towards sunset, the sunbeams are going through a thicker portion of the atmosphere at an angle. So this ends up scattering more light and it looks more red instead of blue. Well, frequently when we have storm systems at play, this can add to the scattering and create really vibrant displays. So sailors around that time frame usually traveled along the easterlies. The easterlies are a belt of winds that form and are continuous along the equator. Unlike our storm systems, which travel from west to east, the easterlies travel from east to west. We see this every year with big hurricanes, right? Well, if you're a sailor and you're in the open ocean and you're in a boat traveling along the easterlies, if you had a storm that had already passed, sun would set and illuminate those clouds. So at sunset, for a storm already passed, which would be upstream of you, you'd be totally fine. However, during sunrise, if there were clouds that were upstream of you that were illuminated red, you would have to take warning because it meant that a storm is on the horizon and it was moving towards you. So that's the answer. Thanks for sending it in.